I got my little FX, I think it's a 8823 F16 out here. It's a little 290mm wingspan micro Parkjet. It's 3-channel. It's got 2 brushed motors pushing it. It doesn't have a lot of power, but it's a really, really good, very stable beginner Parkjet, and I think it's just a blast. So I wanted to bring it out here. I'm going to start my timer. I want to bring it out here and put it in the air again. The wind's picking up a little bit, so it comes and it goes. And the first flight that I posted, it was relatively calm wind, maybe 2 to 3 miles an hour. Now it's getting up to around 5 or 6. So I like to see how this handles the wind as well. All right, launching. All right, throttling back. Gonna lose some altitude here. This is such a fun. I like these 3-channel planes, you know. I flew a few of these little 2-channel planes where, you know, it had yaw control but no elevator, so you had to use throttle, you know, to climb and descend. And so I prefer the 3-channel one, since you've got elevator, you've got yaw and you've got elevator. Look how tight that turned. Did you see how tightly that turned? Now look how slow you can fly this little jet. I think with as tight as it will turn and as slowly as you can fly it, I think you could fly this one in a large backyard. You wouldn't even have to go to a park to fly. Look at that. It has these trim buttons, and the transmitter does not remember your trim on your elevator. It's got trim buttons for the elevator, so if you want to dial out some of that high alpha, you can do that, and I did that in the first video. But I think the funnest way to fly these little 3-channel planes like this little Parkjet, I think is flying it around slowly with high alpha. I think that is a lot of fun. And most of the time, flying around in high alpha, most of the time all I'm doing is manipulating my throttle and my yaw. I seldom have to touch the elevator. So you know, I'm going downwind right now, or crosswind, so I want to increase throttle a little bit. When you're in your turns, if you're not turning into the wind, you want to increase your throttle a little bit. But is that fun, or is that fun? Look at that. you can fly this in a big backyard, no problem. I'm giving it a little bit of throttle. I think I'm coming into the wind. Wind's shifting on me a little bit, but it's mostly coming into the wind. Now look at that. Look at high alpha. You know, this is a perfect little Parkjet trainer for a kid. Get them interested in RC, or if you're a big kid like me, these little 3-channel planes are a lot of fun because there's no pressure. You don't have to be nervous while you're flying them. This thing is only 51 grams all up weight. It's made out of EPP foam. It's extremely durable. You know, if you crash it, you're not going to have to worry about damaging it. Look at that. That's cool, isn't it? And I've just got my timer set for 5 minutes. I think it says about 10 minutes flight time on this with this little 1S 300 milliamp hour battery. And looking at how long I had it in the air the first time, when you're just cruising around like this with about 50% throttle, maybe 60%, 70% in the turns, you know, when you're going downwind, but 50% most of the time on the throttle, just cruising around with it, you're going to get a lot of flight time. Look at that. Look how slow. It's got a really good gyro in it. It's very stable for a little, you know, 3-channel plane, considering that this has no aileron control, you know, no roll control on it. It's just yaw and elevator. That is very, very, very stable. And the fact that you can fly it so slowly with this high alpha and fly it in such a small area, you know, somebody who's brand new to RC aircraft, they're going to have plenty of time to think about what they need to do before they do it, which is what you want in a beginner plane. But I just think it's fun. I think it is really fun to come out here with a little plane like this. little 3-channel plane, and just have a nice, relaxing, fun flight with it. And I like to put it into the wind, bring it down low, bring it into the wind, and just see how slow you can get it. Look at that, it's barely moving forward. At 51 grams, it doesn't take much, you know, in the way of a headwind to be able to do that. I was hoping the wind would pick up a little bit more. It was 5 to 6 before I launched it. So I kind of wanted to see how much wind you could fly it in, because I think it would be fun. I think it would be fun to bring it out in 5 to 6 miles per hour wind and just hover it, you know. And it's got this little stunt button, so all you have to do, I'm going to bring it back through here, all you have to do is push the stunt button. You don't have to do anything else. It does everything else by itself. So let's bring it through here, and I'm going to push the stunt button. There it goes. It just kind of stands on its tail and flips over. That is its loop, especially when I'm about halfway through a battery pack here. It doesn't have a lot of power, but that's pretty cool. So they can at least do flips with it, and the computer, you know, the gyro does it all on its own. All they have to do is push the button and wait for it to do a flip, and then start flying it again. So definitely a beginner 3-channel Parkjet. Now look at that. That is, you would think it would be falling out of the sky, right? Especially since it's a jet airframe, an F16, you would think it would just spiral down. But it does a pretty good job of keeping it in the air, even flying really slow like that. Now the wind's picking up a little bit. Yeah. I think with a 4 or 5 mile an hour wind with some high power, you'd probably be able to hover this little plane. But isn't that fun? I have a lot of fun with these 3-channel planes, and I am going to gift this to one of the kids in the family, and they are going to absolutely love it. Look, we're hovering now. Check that out. Yeah, we're flying backward. No, one of the kids in the family is going to absolutely love this little beginner Parkjet. Easy to fly, very easy to fly. Okay, let's see if we can land it. Let's see if we can do a vertical landing. I can keep it pointed into the wind here. A vertical landing. So that's wrapped on this episode. Thanks for watching, and I will see you